All right, welcome back, guys. Really sorry about that wait. Had a lot of things to wrap up there, but we are finally going into round six, and we got something super cool for you guys. We have a bit of a run back, a bit of a mirror, and a whole lot of interesting things going on in a super duper cool water mirror match between Mineta 2 and Asui. Notable players as well. We're looking at Kyle Wright, of course, on the Mineta 2, and then across the table from him, technically, we have Corey Aguilard on Asui. Actually, Corey, very well known at this point for his a lot of his eraser head play, making the big splash right at one of the regional Essex exams where he took first place with the deck, and then making a couple top cuts from here on there, and almost taking the deck to a top 32 finish this past weekend at Nationals. But it seems like almost a top 32 finish was not quite enough for Corey, because this weekend we've pivoted towards Asui on water to try and make our last minute attempt, our last ditch effort to find our way into Worlds. Tam, you excited for this, man?
I am. It looks like Mineta won the die roll, gets a solid build 4.
Huge, huge.
Entire goal here as Mineta is just to stave off the offense that Asui can present. um the Asui is one of those characters that if she gets a solid enough build early enough, even the at losing the foundation, stuffing the card in the card pool, it doesn't necessarily matter. You can just melt the 31 health. And so winning the die roll is really important.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, obviously it wasn't Corey last time, but we saw Kyle's games on stream over this past weekend at the Dallas Nationals, where he fought against Keenan Meadows, playing the very similar water Asui deck, and Kyle was stuffing 2 to 3 cards into Keenan's pool every single turn, and he just did not care. The man played the deck like an absolute beast and just rolled fives and played 4 diff after 4 diff after 4 diff, busting through all of Kyle's defensive capabilities. So as much as a matchup Kyle is very familiar with and has a lot of experience in, we're gonna have to see if he can press all the right buttons, but still clinch out the win this time around.
Okay. Looks like we've got a grape rush coming in. Biggest thing is we don't really have. I guess we have the 3 diff, right? We've got defrosting.
We do very much have our defrosting on board here. Definitely one of the premier foundations of the deck. It's a really strong piece. Kyle is very known for nonchalantly jamming these 3 difficulty foundations, even as the first one, because there are most definitely 2 checks in our deck. Kyle's very big on the tape swings, and at the same time has 4 defrostings and 4 sticky balls. He postures that the 3 difficulty foundations offer too much to the deck, that you simply build them without a care.
True. Yeah, so this is going to be a very big throw. It's gotten a bunch of damage. I think the dice says +5 damage. Insane.
Yeah, we are big fingers crossed to not see a faith shield come out of of Corey's hand for the majority of this game. The what makes the water matchup so interesting is that if one of the decks is a little bit more throw reliant, such as Kyle's, it can suffer a little bit, because water also packs some of the best throw hate in the game. And I think that's gonna, whether or not Corey is main decking and side decking a lot of those types of cards, it's going to be a huge equalizer in a matchup like this.
Wow, just 11 damage throw that lets you redraw a card is pretty incredible. But checking a 2 on a tongue whip says that our turn after this is 100% over.
Yeah, the as powerful as the tape swings applications in our deck are, the 2 check can always come down and kind of humble you a little bit, put you back in your place. As we've said many times on these streams, the 2 check giveth and the 2 check taketh, and it looks like for this turn the 2 check's going to be taking a little more than it's given. But I still don't hate where we are as Kyle here.
Yeah, 4 low for 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, checks of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We still got the partial in, taking 4. Representing a 10 damage turn. If we get 1, maybe 2 build out of here, this is the most successful turn we could have asked for as Mineta, especially with checking a 2 here.
Yeah, I mean
Another one?
31. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, and we're what? We're getting two momentum now. We effectively have we're getting two momentum and we have a wall cling on the board. We effectively have bare minimum one perfect block here, potentially more,
Correct.
as long as we're
Cor-
holding the right zones.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kyle's in a fantastic position right here. I don't know if Corey can really afford to swing here anymore. Like you're just putting yourself up so vulnerable. But at the same time, if Kyle just draws a couple throws and you don't build any throw hate, uh, it's it's gonna be just lights out for Corey, man. It feels
100%.
very much like he's on a clock now. Um, that's the big thing, right? Is when they don't find that throw hate, 20 health characters fall prey to throws really really quickly.
For sure. 100%. Um let's see. I mean, it's just build, right? Like we
We
have to
have
build to
to.
establish. If we play an attack, we're going to lose a foundation no matter what.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah, we
but
cannot we
no
cannot
wall
allow
clings is pretty rough
Kyle.
here.
Yeah, we can't allow Kyle to debuild us here. But yeah, no wall clings. I mean, we have to just pray there's a face shield in hand. Otherwise, it's man, the clock is just gonna start coming down harder and harder for Corey here.
Yeah, and 31 is not out of the realm of possibility, but that prone to dries is only going to get us so far on Corey's board. Oh,
Hmm.
oh no.
Yeah, the tape swing is massive here.
Yeah,
Uh, the tape swing is. I mean, if we, I don't think we can get this to 20, but we can get it pretty close.
it's pretty damn close for
I mean, at the same
sure.
time though, yeah, I mean we've got the two momentum, right? So we're able to bring it to high or low, pick up two damage, bring it back down if we really want to use both our momentum, leaving it a mid at the end of the day so that we can't get faith shielded. Yeah, this is this is very very scary. This is super duper scary.
Yeah, -1 speed. I mean, this is 8 base because of the double basic training, 9, 10 from the defrosting, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, we're representing 7 damage. We literally find one throw and then it's over, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Two mid for 10 cannot be fully blocked. Man, what a
He said I only had mid blocks. Oh no.
wow,
Dang.
wow. Only had mid blocks. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Uh, definitely the quickest Mineta game we have ever seen on stream. A very very swift victory coming in for Kyle here. Oh man, I hope that as Corey here, we are able to just board in every ounce of throw hate that exists under our symbol right now.
Man, think about all those lame, slow, grindy Mineta 2 games that you had. That's not what Kyle was looking for
Nope, Kyle
today.
kills people.
Kyle was like, "Hey, I got stuff to do. I got to do my hair. My shoes need to be shined later. I can't
Mhm.
be sitting here fighting the frog all day."
No, I don't got all day to make it to worlds. I'm
Correct.
trying to get it in quick, man. I'm not trying to dilly dally here, man. That was such a crazy game, man. As far as sideboard tech for Kyle, I have to imagine things like I know he sides the ice storms. I have to imagine we're going to probably see those come in. He's going to try and slow Osprey down a little bit here, and hopefully bring the game to a bit more of a grindy state. Even though we just saw him pull the win out of his hat extremely quickly, when Osprey gets to go first, the texture of this matchup changes quite a bit.
Yeah, the real question is what are you as Asui side, right? Not mainboarding wall clings, not mainboarding face shield is normally the aggressive thing to do.
Hmm.
But like, if you put those in, you have a way harder time of actually killing your opponent, right? And us being down a game, it kind of and going first, it kind of feels like we should be the more aggressive players.
Yeah, do you think we just don't even worry about siding in any throw hate pieces here, and we just
Oh.
opt to go full blitz here?
I think going full blitz going first makes sense, and I think sideboarding the sideboard hate for game 3, if we lucky enough to get there, I think that's what we should do
I don't
personally.
know. That's like a really hard call to make because if Mineta gets a if Kyle just finds a solid build on turn one, he gets the right pieces on board, finds a throw or two to start getting some momentum. It's really hard to kill this character super quickly. I mean, Asui can do 31; it's not impossible. But when Kyle goes, what happens in the world where Kyle opens a sticky balls and then has a cheerful uppercut block in his hand, right?
Right.
You're suddenly just going to get staved off for multiple turns, and now he's it gives him a win con of just forcing you into a longer game, and then you now have no throw hate in that game state, right?
Sure, that's totally fair. I
It's
mean,
a
but that's the
super
risk
tough gamble.
risk you got to take, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think playing these non-aggressive cards is just begging your opponent to to lock you into that game because the foundations you have just don't aren't up to snuff, you know. And so you're stuck between that rock and a hard place no matter what. It's over.
It's a really, really hard spot to be in. I don't envy Corey Aguilar at all in the slightest here.
True.
But I'm hoping that he can prove us wrong and blitz the heck out of Kyle so as to deliver us a thrilling game three. I want him to show us that despite not being on his beloved Eraserhead anymore, that he's still going to put up a very, very good fight.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I want to build 6 from Asui. I just want to remind Kyle and the stream of why she's the queen of set 1, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Build
I
6, do 31 on the next turn. That's what I want. That's the goal.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That is like absolutely where you want to be in a scenario like that. I think that's what we need to see. We need to see Corey find the hand to just be able to go in. But it's tough too, right? Because we also need Kyle to not see specific cards for us to get that aggression going really early. Mineta is he's got that big Shigaraki set 1 energy. Where attacking him on turn 2 is kind of a scary prospect if he's got the right traps laid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. All it takes is that cheerful uppercut block, man, and suddenly all of the math you've done in your head on how you're gonna take this little purple man down super fast is all for naught.
Yeah, I mean, but if there's a character to do so, it's Asui, right? She cleans her card pool
Mhm.
exceptionally well, flipping and getting rid of pieces. I do think I saw a flash of a face shield in Mineta's hand, and so I
Ooh.
think the reality of block a thing, flip a card in the card pool, lock those cards in, having a real the opposite of clean, dirty card pool,
Mhm.
might be where it's at. We need to build more than okay on the
Okay,
3.
okay,
One more.
okay, okay,
One more.
okay. Aw,
Ooh, we
man.
passed it
Um,
over. We wanted a 5
yeah.
build there so bad.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything that Asui likes doing, it's dancing around progressive difficulty, swimming and splashing in and out of her card pool so fluidly. And Mineta's number one prerogative is just not to allow anything like that. I think that this matchup is actually probably one of the, it's one of the more skill based matchups that Asui can encounter, because it forces her to play outside of her comfort zone. It forces her not only to play with mechanics that she's not used to playing with, like progressive difficulty, it also forces her to have a very, very different play style in the sense that she can't just go in whenever she wants to and finds the gas.
Right.
She's got
Absolutely.
to learn when to put the brakes on in against a character like this.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do to new players is talk about like the flavor of the game, right? One of the best examples that I have with Asui is that she plays leapfrog with her card pool, right?
Yep.
She kicks one card in, kicks one card out, kicks one card in, kicks one card out, constantly hopping her way to around progressive difficulty, and people are every new player I've ever seen is like, "Whoa, that's so awesome! I love that!" And I always under my breath, I go, you'll learn to hate it. You'll
Yep.
you'll
When
learn.
she plays 10 attacks on turn 2 against you for the first time, you will not
Yeah.
be nearly as impressed by the stellar and immaculate flavor that this game provides her to stand on. And I mean, we can say the same for Mineta, right? You know, stuffing
Right.
cards into your opponent's card pool, locking those things in there, making them have to play around that. It feels like your entire board is clogged up with the sticky balls of Grape Rush. So cool, so cool.
Dripping with flavor, some would say.
Dripping with flavor. I mean, I know that's your favorite mechanic, right, Timron? Card pool stuffing. Can't get
Purple
enough of it.
stuffing? Yeah, it's pretty good. It is a good mechanic that is good at being good. I don't think it's I'm not sure I'm
Very
going to say it's
healthy.
good for the
Ve-
game, but
Very healthy. Very fantastic for the
well,
game.
well, you're speaking for one of us at the moment.
Yep, just you. Speaking for you. Speaking for you. That being said, though, that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing Kyle go in as the aggressor here with his tape swing. Unfortunately, we do have a wall cling on Corey's board. Very fortunately for Corey, but we're just gonna eat through that. You know, we're gonna get through this one wall cling, and after that, we're just off to the races.
Yeah, one of the big things you got to do with meta is just pure momentum denial. The more foundations or more attacks that you can not let to go to his momentum, the slower and worse off his defensive plan is. You can actually mount some sort of offense back at him, and it's really important to do so.
Yep. So we're gonna see the wall cling flip, and then we have the breaker block too, even as the off symbol here. So we're gonna eat through the wall cling, but we're gonna get through this attack unscathed, while also putting a little bit of breaker into Kyle's life. And he says, "That's okay. I'm down to slow down. I got your wall cling out of the way. It was a good turn for me."
And
Building a first villain encounter, building a tape, two very good defensive pieces.
I mean, we're up a game, right?
Mhm.
If Mineta decides to take and just play the game however they want for the next 44 minutes, just constantly blocking and surviving, I mean, that is a legitimate strategy. No matter how, I'll say the words unexciting it is to not see both players going, really going for the throat like we've seen in other matches. At a competitive level, I think, playing the clock respectfully is a strategy that people could and should be doing.
Nope. I think Kyle's just gonna kill this guy. I think Kyle's out for blood today. We've already hard established that Kyle's got no mercy in him when it comes to these Asui players. He is a build 2 pass from Corey. That's rough. We got another wall cling on our board, but I mean, we're eventually just gonna run out of these. It really feels like right now we're not really playing to win. We're just playing to not lose, which I mean, when you're down a game is sometimes the unfortunate position that you find yourself in, if you don't think that you can take the appropriate risks to progress the game state.
I mean, we might be looking for like what happens if there's like double frigid heat wave in our hand,
Right.
and we have only got 4 ranged cards in our discard pile, right? It might just be
Mhm.
better to block with one of these ranged cards and then make something happen there, rather than try and force it and luck something off the top. Um,
Yeah, regardless of if we're actively making that decision or not, the plays we're enacting right now aren't progressing the game state very hard, and that is one way or another unfortunate for Corey.
Correct. Agreed. Agreed. Anybody who's a fan of, not necessarily Asui, but a game 3, that
Mhm.
is what's said here.
Yeah, so this is yeah, I mean the Great Brush coming down here. If we don't have a Faith Shield, we're gonna have to burn our wall cling on this bad boy. And I mean if there's a follow-up tape swing, it's gonna put us in a real rough spot.
Yeah,
Maybe we just have a million Faith Shields in our hand, and that's why we're not building anything.
that could be the answer as well. It'd be interesting to see how many face shields that we were allowed to play and run through.
Yeah, I mean, right now, as Kyle, we acknowledge as this is a water versus water matchup. We simply have to, and we're a deck that's very reliant on our throws cheesing damage through. We just have to fight through them, right? We just have to play our throws and play our tape swings until the opponent is just burnt out of their faith shields and their wall clings and any other answers they might have.
One mid 10 with throw, going for a breaker 2 block.
Opting not to wall cling though, being respectful of the tape swing and holding it for that. Ooh,
Ooh, I like
Ooh,
the
and
recovery time.
respond
That's
with the
very
recovery
cool.
time here. Makes a lot more sense that we opted not to use our wall cling there. We have the recovery time in our hand that we're very eager to burn. It's just, man, it's very rare you take 5 or more damage from a full block attack.
Yeah. True, 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 true. I mean, it could be like we've got more recovery times in our hand, right? Like that might be the thing that's stopping us
Mhm.
from acting I mean, normally we don't see action cards in water decks, but it's set 3, baby. We have a whole new set of tools to play with.
Yeah,
So I mean, having double
everyone's
recovery
got
time says
blue
that we don't get to go
cards
in
now.
either.
Yeah, blue cards are all the rage these days, man. We've got them in spades.
Yeah.
I think the big thing though about that is that by opting not to wall cling it and recovery time heal instead, we are giving Kyle that momentum, that
Right.
ever so valuable momentum. However, a lot of 3 checks coming in on the at the end of our very expensive foundation build there, working in tandem to commit a very large portion of our board. So I think if there was ever an opening for Corey, I think this is it.
Yeah, we
No
do have
no
to fight
review.
around irrefutable force of nature, as
We
well as
do.
sticky balls, as well as defrosting. Not to mention the one momentum that Mineta has. So although the board looks weak number wise, the words that are available in Kyle's stage are incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. I mean, if we go for the Moneta D build, we get the sticky balls come in, and then we cheerful uppercut block. That's really hard for Corey to fight through 3 cards in his card pool,
For sure.
especially when we're trying to count to 31. However, I do think there's a world where we have a solid window here to at least put some damage on board. Maybe not,
Yeah.
definitely not close the game out, but I think we can put damage on board for sure this turn.
I mean, doing 31 is pretty tough, but
It's going to be tough through all the shenanigans.
if we take and drop him down to closer to 25, now we're talking a little bit more of a finish it off, pick up the
Right.
spare type of a mentality, as
Yep.
opposed to trying to get that strike, because 31's a lot of pins.
Hmm.
It's a lot of pins.
Yep. A really interesting thing to note that came up a lot in his game this past weekend against Keenan is it's actually very fortunate for Kyle that Corey checked well on that attack, because if we check an attack there as Corey, uh, Kyle can never sticky balls us this turn,
Correct.
because we will then have a ranged attack at the top of our discard pile, which we will then put it in kick. And then if we don't do it on this move, every single time our first enhance on our next moves go in for the rest of the turn will be to kick the previous one, meaning there will always be that ranged attack on top of our discard pile. So actually checking well on that opening attack is going to be a boon for Corey rather than a buff.
Yeah, completely agree. Good observation. Um, Yeah, so very fortunate for Kyle. Um, at the moment, we're kind of just jockeying back and forth on the speed stat, right?
Right.
Increasing with Asui, increasing with ice gliding, dropping it back down to 0 with Mineta, saying, no, I get the final say. So 0 low for 4 with now 3 cards in the card pool. I kind of don't know. I mean, what do we do
Um,
as Corey here?
it's
This is full
really
blocks.
hard. I think we have to just accept that and it's the face shield block too. So we're perma 3 cards in pool now. Yeah, I mean we can't continue after this.
Okay, this was a fun, aggressive turn. Successfully got rid of a face shield. Successfully got rid of a sticky
Sticky
balls.
balls. Hmm. Got
Um,
his momentum out of the way.
yeah.
We didn't put damage on the board, which sucks because I think that's what we really wanted to do. But you have to accept against a character like Mineta, that's just not really how the game operates. You have to fight through his resources.
Build 2, getting back the foundation that we quote unquote lost.
Yep.
Um, maybe not in maybe not in numbers wise, because we actually got to grow, get our foundation back, but in effects we got the numbers
Yep,
face
yep.
up.
And we are still sitting on that wall cling, right? So we have a little bit of a safety measure against some of Kyle's throws. So unless he finds a frivolous number of attacks here, it's good. We might be able to actually keep him off of momentum for one more turn. The infiltration is huge, though. Huge, massive. We don't even care about checking bad on that because we're going to commit that flipped sticky balls that we're very, very eager to reset using the powerful enhance on invisible infiltration.
Interesting that we did decide to go ahead and commit it. I think if we were gonna, oh, I guess we just remove it from the game and then
Yeah, yeah,
it
we're
doesn't
gonna
quote
blink it.
unflip it, right? It
Mhm.
removes it from the game and then builds it right back in. How do you feel about this card,
In this
index?
deck, it's amazing. Kyle constantly quotes sticky balls as one of the best cards in his deck, which I can totally agree with. Being able to just have that stuff too on demand into the opponent's card pool is just so powerful. It's really hard for a lot of decks to play around that. It essentially just buys the Mineta player a free turn over and over and over again. I mean, the application of the value is undeniable. Look how happy we were as Corey to have gotten through that sticky balls as a resource, and now it's just going to come right back at the cost of one attack. I think
Yeah, one
Invisible
attack that's
Infiltration
also
is
gonna
an
hit.
amazing card.
Yeah, it's gonna hit pretty hard as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like it demands respect as a move.
Yep, it's also a low attack, so like it eats up their low blocks for the tongue whips. Yeah, this card's just amazing. Even when you're not getting the full value of the words Hagakure Breaker 2 on it, the card still has immense impact in the deck. I also know that Kyle sides Toru 2 for the Momo matchup. To get off of Mineta for the
Mm.
Momo matchup, so then it just starts pulling double duty because once we become Toru 2 in the sideboard, it finds its full value.
Interesting to be Toru too. I know that I saw him last weekend playing as
Kamui,
Kamui.
right? Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
That was the idea he was pretty big on for nationals, and he said after playing it for the weekend, he wasn't as hot on it in application as he was in theory, and he thinks that Toru 2 is the move now instead.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're just getting some quick clarification on the judges, making sure our discard pile is in the right order. Normally, not something that has all too much impact, but when Sticky Balls is a card perpetually on Kyle's board, it is something we have to take into account. The top card of our discard pile is a very relevant thing. We just talked so much about that last turn with the check being so relevant.
Keeping our momentum, grabbing I think 2 cards left in Mineta's hand with an entirely ready stage.
Yeah, I mean we're
Prepared for
looking
the
at
onslaught.
yeah, I mean look at Kyle taking that sip. He is very in control right now. He is unperturbed by whatever Corey might be thinking about doing. I mean, we have our sticky balls back on board now. I'm looking at double defrosting. We have a wall cling. We have 2 tapes. We have an ice gliding. I mean, how this isn't a very large board, but holy cow, how do you break it, Tamarin?
Yeah, lots of good words. A lot of good words
Lots,
on this
lots of
stage.
yeah. The only thing that really limits the number of blocks we have this turn as Kyle is just the fact that we've only got 2 cards in our hand. 2 cards in hand and one momentum says we get 3 blocks. Which I mean, 3 full blocks is still 3 full blocks, especially once you immediately once again have so many cards in your card pool. We're seeing the opposite result of last turn, though. We are checking poorly on the first attack, which this time is going to be a big buff for Corey. It means that Sticky Balls does not get to hinder us this turn. We're only going to have to fight through the 1 card in our card pool, unless something like a cheerful uppercut or a face shield block comes down.
Yeah, that is the goal. I mean, we've got this face down from Mineta. The sticky balls might give us another one.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah, it's really funny how such a minuscule interaction has so much high impact in this matchup, right? We played that invisible infiltration for the sole purpose of resetting our sticky balls, and now it's actually useless this turn, unless we want to flip it just to tell Corey, hey, flip a foundation so you can kick this out of your card pool.
We apparently didn't have the low block though, which is great for us.
Hmm.
As Asui, we used both of the defrostings, giving it a bunch of speed, losing a lot of damage,
Hmm.
losing 2 damage, so down to 28 health here, and now we get to start, start playing leapfrog. Let's kick this
Yeah, no.
ice storm out, and and see what happens here.
Mhm. Now, a big thing here, though, is that to go back to the sticky balls top card of discard pile dance, is that it does very much limit Corey's ability to use prone to dry eyes, where we're not really allowed to discard a foundation to give +1 damage to all of our moves. Because the second we put that foundation on the top of our deck, sticky balls is going to shove it right into our card pool, and we'll have no way to clear it out.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Um,
so many interesting minor interactions in this matchup.
I mean, that's just the whole game, homie.
It
Like
is.
the whole game is if I do this, then you do this, and then I'll do this, and then you do this. But if I don't do that first piece, I never go down that rabbit hole. I never find the rest of the lines. You know.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to have casted this exact matchup last weekend in Dallas because I feel infinitely more prepared to cast it this go around.
Huh. I was wondering if maybe we were gonna uh, attempt to bait out the sticky balls. Like, what happens if we use the prone to dry eyes, discard a foundation on the turn that the attack that we're done attacking, right? To maybe
Mhm.
try and bait something out.
um, I think it really just depends how threatened we can make Kyle feel, right? And now that we've got this cheerful uppercut block coming in hot, I don't know if we'll be able to execute such a play. I don't think Kyle feels threatened at all now.
Correct. The only way that we could be safer here as Kyle would be to have a struggling with studies, which we don't have, but we still have put the speed of a thing to 0 and an extra card in our hand. We've got tape. We've got so many good defensive options.
Mhm.
Um, and it looks like Corey is giving up the ghost.
Yeah. Another really important thing to note here is Corey's got to be absurdly careful about the way he builds here after stopping his moves. Because Kyle's packing one of the very, very best deadlocks in the game on his board in a first villains encounter. Right, we're not really allowed to go into deadlock unless we're just ready to block or attack through 3 to 4 cards stuck in our card pool for the whole turn.
I'm having a hard time counting. How many foundations does Kyle have?
Kyle, let me see. I think we've got exactly 10. No, I think we have 11 actually,
If we have 11, we're
because that
missing
one off
the.
to the side is a face down one of these committing now. Yeah, I thought that was his hand for a second, but yeah, no, we do have 11. We do have 11.
That means we've been missing a +1 speed on all of these attacks with basic training on Corey's side.
I believe you're correct. Yeah, we were definitely at
Yeah.
11 throughout the entirety of Corey's last turn. Yeah, definitely might have just been an oversight on his part. Uh, I mean, again, we had to sit there and count Kyle's board for a little bit ourselves, so it's very very easy to not pick up on these really minor things, especially when we're just at 11, and especially on webcam. Things are a little harder to notice. So hard.
Yeah, for all my people at home, ask, hey, how many foundations you
Hmm.
got?
Yep.
That is
Yep.
an important question.
Yep. I mean, we're hearing Kyle ask it left and right. He is sitting there. He is sitting. Okay, now we're getting the clarification. Yeah. Corey just asked how many he's got now.
Love that.
We've got to be lamenting. But hey, it's okay. We know now, and it's time to turn it around next turn with our double basic training. Wow.
If we can get out of this one, this is going to be a throw. Yeah, we do have to. We do have a wall cling. Oh, but it got sealed. Oh, just
It
kidding.
did get sealed. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. We're not gonna be able to keep Kyle off of his momentum this turn, unless we're holding on to a faith shield right now. This grape rush is gonna get half of its damage through, and it is going to turn that one momentum into two by the end of the turn. At that point, then we're just sitting on so much defense as Kyle. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the biggest strengths, right, of Asui is that not only do you get to just play attack after attack after attack, they're all super fast. +2 speed to everything is no joke. They're all like 6 or 7 speed. Mineta making those moves 0 speed is a massive, massive reason why he's so efficient at blocking Asui's crazy ranged strings.
Yeah, it's very, very good. It's very, very good. Um, This is feeling like Kyle's game to lose, really.
Kyle's game to lose?
Yeah, I think he's got it in the bag. I
Kyle's
think
game to win, you mean?
no, Kyle's game to lose. I mean, like I don't know how Kyle loses this game. I don't
Okay.
think there's anything that Corey can do to steal this back. Not with the amount of pressure that we have going every single turn. There's a throw. We have to get a second wall cling down, or else that irrefutable is going to stop us every single enhance.
Yeah,
This is feeling very, very locked in. But I felt that same way again in the Andrew Holder match.
it's true. It's true.
And
He's
JP did it. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, there's the
hey,
face shield coming in, right?
all right.
We're not dead yet, right? We've got our faith shield
A
to
hop in the
back
right
us up
direction.
there. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A hop, skip, and a jump of hope for Asui. We are going to be able to keep Kyle off of a little more momentum. We'll have to see if we can back this up with another throw, or if it's time to just pivot and establish an even greater stage. It's. I mean, we're already kind of in deadlock. Ooh, the second irrefutable though,
That's
that's
pretty good.
really big. We're going to be able to seal. Oh yeah, we're plunging deep, deep, deep in a deadlock. We're not even worried about it. We have double irrefutable. Only one this turn, but we are going to be able to seal one of those basic trainings. Um, and also at the end of the day, right? Like the plus speed is only relevant on it's relevant on as many moves minus however many momentum we have, right? Because we get to zero
Right.
speed it with Mineta. Um, so I mean, we only have 2 cards in hand anyway, so we're only trying to block 3 things. And I think with Kyle's current board state, we're gonna be able to block 3 things through all of the speed pumping.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, we've got wall cling tape, and
We
a ton of speed hate.
yeah,
If we want
we
it
got to see
blocked, it's getting
how this
blocked.
first check comes in. If it's a foundation, ooh, the sticky balls is online now.
What are the chances
Unless,
we prone with dries and discard an
yeah,
attack?
that would be very heads up as our first enhance. Oh, 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 nope, we're discarding a foundation for it.
Hmm.
Corey says that's fine. I can fight through it. He says I can fight through the double card pool stuff. So there's the sticky balls coming in. Shove that tape right into the card pool.
Okay, I mean, we do also have a draw 3 on board, right? We've got exhausted exclamation. I commit my character, and then commit exhausted to draw. Uh, flip the card to then re-ready the character.
Mhm.
You get to re-ready exhausted on the next one. Like, there's
Yeah.
a there's a lot of options when it comes to adding cards up to our hand.
Yeah, it also looks like we despite clarifying last turn how many foundations Kyle was packing, we did forget our deadlock response
Yeah.
on basic training once more on this crow and frog. Could end up mattering. You know, one foundation can be all it takes sometimes. So the exhausted exclamations are coming in to start drawing us some cards. Given that we prone to dry eyes and didn't discard an attack, I have to imagine like we are posturing as Corey right now that we're going in. We're going in this turn.
We're digging.
We are digging.
We're digging. We want 3 extra cards in our hand. We want to be a 10 hand size character this turn.
Mhm.
7 to start. Triple exclamation enhances across these next 2 attacks. If it's another crow and frog, right? It's another exclamation
Yep.
trigger.
hmm did we wall cling this move? Is that our other
Uh,
flipped foundation in Kyle's face downs?
I remember there being a wall cling
I
face
do
up, so it
remember seeing
looks
wall
like we
cling.
did.
Man, if we see the cheerful uppercut block, it's gonna be painful.
If we see the cheerful uppercut block, I'm going to Kyle's house and I'm beating it up.
Kyle is man, I love Kyle to death. Kyle's a fantastic guy, but man, he is he is sometimes a massive pain to play against. Playing around all of his card pool stuff and shenanigans is so difficult.
Do you guys see how handsome Corey is?
We did. We got a
Man,
glimpse
what a
of
dreamboat.
Corey Aguilar's very handsome face. Just for a second there, as we tilt our camera just a bit, make sure our hand stays in the screen the whole time once more. And there it is. There's a triple uppercut block. Oh, this is so huge.
He checked it too.
We don't even care. We don't care. The turn's over. It's not like over,
Ah,
but man, that third card coming into the card
yeah.
pool is going to be such a huge boon. I mean, we can just stop now as Corey, but man, it doesn't feel great. I think, yeah, I mean, building a basic training though is not a bad place to stop at. Get another really, really potent deadlock piece on our board.
It's not a deadlock piece. It's only a deadlock piece if we decide to use the deadlock response.
That is very true.
Otherwise, it's just a bad card.
Hey, it's a pretty good card. It's a pretty good card even without the deadlock response. But yes, I agree. Right now we have to be very careful about the foundations we put on our board. We do not have a feeling cute to destroy our own board and replace our flipped things. So right now, since we are very much locked into 10 foundations because of the first villain encounter, we got to be really selective about what 10 foundations we put onto our board. Oh, there's the grasping tape toss going to come in big here. Another reason why we're not allowed to go headfirst into deadlock against the water symbol here.
Yeah, shuffling back the double exclamation, I think, is an insane
Or the wall
move.
cling, man. Getting rid of the wall cling is really massive. But we don't even care because we're just going to seal it. We're just going to seal it all day with our irrefutable force of nature. We even have the second irrefutable force of nature to use if we so desire. Yeah, I mean, if we this is
stopping exclamation on defense, stopping struggling studies on defense, all fantastic options.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just really big. The Mineta D build is gonna come in really, really clutch here. It's just, man, this is we're experiencing the pain of trying to play a hard aggro deck like this through all of the crazy card pool stuffing shenanigans that this Mineta deck offers. This is Kyle's been playing this deck through pretty much the entirety of competitive season 2. Mineta 2 is when he really came into the limelight with this list. And I think it's just only gotten better and better, and it's only fallen into a better place in the meta game going forward as Momo continues to fall out of favor more and more.
Yeah, completely. Man, these throws hit so gosh darn hard.
Double defrosting is a drug, man.
Yeah, it's a real beating. I mean, this is a 10 damage throw. I think because of the camera shift, I'm not positive of life totals anymore.
He's at 13 now.
13.
Yep, he is at 13 now. Let's see if we got some more throws or if we're just done for the turn. Like
Kyle asking, "Hey, you got any more recovery times or what up?"
Yeah, you got some recovery times.
You got any more of those dumb action cards? I'm over here trying to splat this frog,
bro. Kyle is out for blood, man. And then we now have this is we've got double struggling with studies on our board now. Kyle says, "Yeah, I've only got one card in hand." Wink. With 2 momentum and 2 struggling. What is that now? Triple tape?
Yeah, he has an entire hand again, right?
Yeah, two tapes, 2
yeah.
ice glidings. Yeah, I mean, Kyle's defense is just so rock solid here. It's gonna be rough. I mean, we don't have to worry about his sticky balls this turn. If Kyle finds another cheerful uppercut, I'm not sure if we've gone through them all. I mean, this could be a window to get damage in, but we've just got to start doing something here as Corey, right? Like we
Especially if we're gonna try and go for a third game, right? We've got 17 minutes left in our round. We got to clutch this out, do 28, and then in the we've got 6 minutes to make that happen, and then another 10 minutes to get game 3. It's got to happen on turn 2. At the moment, it looks like we're just playing for a tie. That's the best Corey's gonna get.
I think so, yeah. And even that feels like wishful thinking. We've got to start progressing this game state somehow. It's just hard though. We've let Kyle get to such an insane critical mass stage that we really just need some crazy deadlock pieces to get out of this. And we're finally seeing the deadlock responses on our basic trainings come in. Going to be possibly the almighty equalizer, but again, as Kyle, we're only so worried about that because we do have a second irrefutable to seal one of them if we really want to, and we've got 2 uses of Mineta to 0 speed out and attack if we also really want to. as far as speed reduction pieces as well, right? We've got the double ice gliding on our board. We've got double surviving the finals. We've got double defrosting. We have an extremely powerful amount of speed reduction lingering throughout our entire stage.
Yeah, this is both of these players are could easily feel a real anime moment of like looking in their head of I've got the game, right?
Hmm.
Of sitting so like an impenetrable wall of defense, and then Corey having a grip of 7 attacks, just in their own head. This game is mine. So I completely get it. I'm excited to see where the rest of this turn goes.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle. What's got to be going through Kyle's head right now is, yes, look at this stream. This is how Mineta versus Asui is supposed to go when Keenan Meadows doesn't obliterate your life away.
Right.
Because this right now, Corey is playing to the best of his outs and to the best of his abilities, but this is just a very very hard game state for him to exist in the position that he's in. So the first cycle of the round going to be coming in here. First cycle of the stream, actually, I think.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, we've had some pretty fast ones. This is our first grinder of the day, really, which I think is okay given how much of a quick one Kyle showed us game one.
Yeah.
We got the one faith shield and the double recovery time out of the way. I really love the recovery time here as a side in, as like pseudo throw hate, right? Because you just get to heal back the half damage you take if it gets that big, or just take it to the face and heal right away. And it plays double duty too, right? Because it's also a really good sideboard option against all of these discard decks that kind of seem like they're being talked about a lot, but I really haven't seen a whole ton of. I feel like Void discard and Cero discard and all these Blood Moon decks, they feel like the boogeyman of the format right now.
I mean, that card's really good versus the deck that just won nationals, U.S. nationals last week. That card absolutely loves getting discarded to Petty Squabble. I would
Mhm.
love to discard my recovery time and then redraw my 2 cards, and then draw 2 additional cards. That's
That's
nuts.
4 whole cards.
That's so good. If I
Yeah.
didn't have blocking options before, I do now.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. What 100%. I guess looking at it through that lens now, it serves triple duty if anything. Are we in deadlock now? No, we're still at 10 because of
At
the
10.
Mineta D build.
Correct.
The Mineta D build. Yep, makes total sense. Yeah, well, I mean, we got a couple damage through. Doesn't feel fantastic, but it's probably the best we can do under current circumstances. Kyle's cycling now though, so getting all of his tape swings and stuff back in his deck. I mean, if he just finds a tape swing, it's gonna get very ugly very fast. Um, Kyle's really orchestrated himself into a very, very good clock, very, very good clock position here, where he can just survive until he draws enough throws to outweigh the amount of throw hate that Corey has. Um, or if he doesn't find that before the timer runs out, he wins anyway because he's up a game.
Yeah. Making sure to take it nice and slow. We don't
Oh
want
yeah,
to overdraw, lose one of our cards
there's the
like
tape
this tape
swing.
swing.
Yeah, we don't want to fall prey to actually accidentally drawing too many cards. Would be a real rough way to blunder such a lead like that he has right now. Um,
Yeah.
Man, this is pretty rough. This is pretty rough. This is the throw that we can't faith shield, right? We're gonna first enhance seal this wall cling, uh, as we do, and then now I mean let's see, we've got double defrosting, we've got 2 momentum. This is
Interesting. We didn't
this
respond to their basic trainings. We could have responded to basic training, give this thing an extra 2 damage, and just let it
those
rock.
those are surviving the finals. The 0 diff on Kyle's field is 2 surviving the finals.
Was that last game then? Must have been, huh?
He may have had some basic trainings last game. Can't quite remember. But we're
Okay.
definitely looking at 2 surviving the finals right now on
Okay.
his board. Those are the only 0 diffs that Kyle is currently rocking.
Fair.
Mhm. Yep. That would be funny though, right? Imagine just a whole round of back and forth forgetting that basic training has the deadlock response.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, but nope, we're gonna see Kyle probably commit some probably commit a hefty amount of
Whoa.
races. Yo, huge defrosting, milling the other two check on top our deck. Absolutely crazy.
That's happened twice. It was back to back. Milled
Mhm.
two check.
Yep. Yep.
Unfortunate that that's aren't in our hand, right? Big sigh relief. I'm sure from Corey.
Yeah, yeah, we get to stave off Kyle finding those for just a little bit longer. Would have been crazy if we had Minetted this just to draw a card.
Yeah.
Ooh, so we're going for the first villain encounter commit, pumping it up to 1/1. So this is now, I think, an 11 damage tape swing currently.
Yeah, this is 11 big ones. I mean, you literally we find the other tape swing. It's game over, right?
Yeah.
I guess another
Actually,
+5
if we
damage on it,
wanted to
right?
put all of yeah, I mean, this we can make this even crazier, right? If we committed both of our momentum and both of our tapes to change the zone around like crazy, we could easily put another 8 damage on this.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if we need to commit that much to. I think we could just be happy with like the 6 it's going to deal, but man, the reach of this tape swing, if we really want it to be, is crazy. I think that might be what we're contemplating as Kyle is do we want to go in that hard on this tape swing?
Right.
But I mean, at the
My
same
personal
time,
opinion,
I
nah, I don't think you need it.
don't think you'd have to sacrifice the position that you're in. Ooh, Frozen's gonna make you commit a foundation.
I
Ooh,
love that.
Kyle.
Trying to get ourselves up out of deadlock.
Hmm.
We could play two more attacks. Bop these two cards out. And then figure it out from there.
Interesting. Do we have gas right now, Kyle? Is that what we're posturing, or are we just trying to clear some foundations out of our way? I think we're gonna see how Corey deals with this move, and then go from there. Right? If we get like breaker blocked here, we can slam our foot on the brakes and chill out a little bit. We might see a breaker block and recovery time play here as well. We got a lot of cards in Corey's hand.
Yeah, I think blocking with attacks here is really really rough.
Hmm.
Obviously we have to block with something, right?
Yep.
Um, but blocking with attacks just says that like it might just be game over.
No recovery time. No recovery time is interesting. All right, what else we got, Kyle? Building the sticky balls. Oh my goodness. Our third surviving the finals. Yeah, I mean, we're content there, right? 3 momentum, 8,000 foundations, 2 in hand with 2 struggling with studies, 3 momentum. We essentially have 7 blocks here as Kyle. And like Mineta says that we get to pass 7 if we really want to.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
7
the
blocks. We've got sticky balls to shut stuff down. We still have irrefutable to shut stuff down. We've got damage reduction with the defrostings or speed reductions if we want. We've got an unbelievable wall, and we have 8 minutes to get through it. As Corey.
Yeah, I mean, we are getting our deadlock responses here. So, finally those are going to start popping off. But at the same time, there's 3 attacks that deadlock response just does not matter on because we have the Mineta reduced to 0. We also checked. Okay, we checked well on this attack, and we discarded a foundation. So sticky balls is very live right now. I have to imagine we're about to just flip the heck out of that thing. Okay. So we're
Ooh, I like
sealing
that.
the other prone to dry eyes, the one not used this attack. Interesting. Interesting. I think I would have sealed the basic training or one of them.
I don't think speed is the issue here. I think actually, like we've got enough draw power to fuel a bunch of like +4 damage on every move. And if you want to like if we want to win the game as Corey, we need damage, not speed, because
Mhm.
Mineta just like is the speed master. Look at all the speed hate that exists.
Yeah.
And so I think if we just like soak a bunch of half blocks and they've all got +4 damage, it might be an issue.
It's tough though, right? To imagine
Yeah.
how like we're gonna sneak half damages in. when Kyle's rocking double tape on his board. We have our zones so covered, you know.
Yeah, I think Kyle's just covering his bases of like, how could I possibly die? And I think it's that prone to dry eyes
Maybe
with super late strings.
quite
We'll just have to
quite
see.
quite possibly, yeah. I mean, we are very much just limited to the amount of attacks that we can draw right now, essentially as Asui. But I mean, eventually our checks will become relevant as we have these two cards stuck in our pool. And I mean, man, if that cheerful uppercut block comes in again, oh man,
6 minutes in the round. I think I flipped this exclamation to ready my character.
yeah,
Yeah, I love
okay,
this too. Love this
going
too.
going for the draw. Yeah, I mean, we just need to find him right now. We just need to find him. At the same time, though, we can find 10 attacks, but we cannot play 10 attacks this turn, save for like miracle after miracle. Our card pool is just so stuffed between Sticky Balls and Mineta. Um, and the Ice Storm block. Oh
Holy
my
cow!
gosh, man. Holy
Kyle
cannoli, dude.
refuses to play attack cards. He had why? Why did he not play that move?
Nope, we don't got to do it, man. We don't gotta do, we only play the ones that are guaranteed to deal damage. Otherwise, we just make sure we survive. It looks like our players are checking the time in the round real quick. As Corey probably realizes, man, I don't know if I can kill this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we check poorly on this, if we play an attack and check poorly, it is the last attack of our turn. On a 7.
Seven.
Don't check a
Don't
1.
check a 3. Don't check a 3.
It's a 1. Checking the 1.
Oh.
Oh, we got to commit 6 things. 3 of our we have to commit 6 of our 7
wow.
resources. I mean, yeah, our turn is just over now.
Huh.
Our turn is just blatantly over now. I don't think I even passed this, man.
Oh,
I don't know if I would have even tried to play it.
I think, man, this is rough.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
7 health.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think that there's really a good thing for Corey to have done there. But man, I mean, even in the best case scenario, you're checking a 5 there and you're committing 4 things instead of 6. That still doesn't put you in a good spot. At most you are playing like 3 attacks after that, maybe. If
Then
you
you
just
get
can,
to flip the struggling studies and lift back the ice storm and break your 2 block again.
Yep. Yep.
Ugh.
And we're not taking a lick of damage on these if we don't want to because we have our tapes, right?
Holy cow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean the double tape and the double struggling with an ice storm in hand just says we block forever. We can block forever. Speed is just never relevant because we have so much speed hate on the board. We have Mineta if we really need to zero speed out something. It's just, oh man, this is an absolute truckload of defense. I don't know if there's any character that could break this board. You would need some of the best deadlocks in the game.
It would have to start. It would have to start with a Searing Glacial Storm. That's
Yes.
the only thing you can do
Yep.
is tell him,
Yep.
"Hey, start over though."
I could see myself potentially breaking through this board with a really, really good hero killer deadlock turn full of weapons.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's also a
Stun 2 on
very
every move. Yeah, that can
yeah.
get you there.
But that's a very, very unique scenario there. Unfortunately, we are not playing a weapon filled deck on the all symbol right now. We're playing Asui, and we don't have first villain encounters on our board, so we're just not, even with our basic trainings, we're just not able to punish Kyle's deadlock, his absolute living in deadlock state that he's embraced this game. Yeah, it's a 0 high for 8.
On
It's
a 5, he
on
says.
on a 3, 4, 5. We still have a Mineta use as well.
He said on a 5 though.
He did say on a 5.
We've got a
He did say
high
on a
in
5.
our pool. We've got a mid in our pool. We've got a
Yep.
mystery card in our pool.
We do have a mystery card in our pool.
Wow.
And I mean, this is yeah, this stinks, right?
This is a game. This
Yeah.
is yeah. Corey said you got it. Check
Yeah.
back-to-back 3s after a break or two full blocks. Living at 25. 25 to
Yeah.
7, literally find one move, and then
Hmm. I
Corey
mean,
falls.
yeah, and I mean, if anything, like even when that checks well, like as Kyle, we Mineta zero speed it, we make it a mid with tape, we pick up our ice storm, and then we just tell him your turn is even more super duper over. Man, just what an exemplary display of defense by Kyle through that entire round.
Yeah.
Some might say it's boring, some might say it puts you to sleep, but I, for one, as a big proprietor of beautiful chain blocking this game, thought that Kyle's play was absolutely gorgeous there. And big props to Corey for looking at that board state and saying, "Nah, man, I am Asui. I'm going to try and fight through it no matter what."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the chips and the checks just did not fall as they may in his favor.
But that is okay. We still have 3 more rounds, I believe,
We
in
do.
this tournament. Both these players are still very much alive. I think they might Corey might be hanging on just to the by the skin of his pants. But we can certainly see how the rest of the day goes. With
Yeah,
that
we got.
said, you guys. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to transition us. We
With
got
that said, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and take a small break, and as we cut back, we will see. Take over.
sure you don't want me to transition, buddy.
It's yours.
All right, guys. While Tamron Cardwell is dying, we're gonna go find a super cool round 7 for you guys as it comes right around the corner. Do not go anywhere, and go get Tam some water.